connecting you to the future. New generation digital recording technology delivers variations on a theme. Just look who's going solar. And developing hands-free control. Recording artist Leah in the studio with Philippe Ulrich, director of French technology firm Moussino. The company has developed a new interactive music format, MXP4, a multi-layered system that allows the creator to embed extra content with their music. The artist can include multiple versions of the song, graphics, text, lyrics, upcoming tour dates, or insights into the writing of a song. The system comes in two parts: the creator for artists and musicians, and the MXP4 player for listeners.
In the old times, we made tapes, we recorded live concerts, we made videos. Actually, we all really like to watch those old videos of artists we love, but all this material gets lost and vanishes. The idea was to gather it all in one single format, to keep all this history of the music.
Ce qui est génial, c'est que vous n'êtes plus obligé de vous limiter à une seule version de votre.
What's really great is that you don't have to limit yourself to one single version of your song anymore. You can do a normal version for radio, and then you can have your techno version if you want, your folk version, or even a version with a symphony orchestra if you feel like it. So there are no more categories. I think the idea of putting artists into a restricted category is completely obsolete.
A band can record acoustic or techno variations of their latest release, and the software allows them to create a single file containing the different arrangements or skins. Eric Mallet is the MXP4 production and development manager. He says that variation is part of the creative process, but until now, all this variety has been discarded. The other information carried by the system is similar to items carried on the record sleeve.
En fait, lorsqu'un musicien a fait un enregistrement en studio, il a à sa disposition plein d'arrangements, plein de variations de tous ses instruments. Mais pour faire son titre final, il en choisit qu'une, pour faire le titre que l'on va tous connaître. Là, il peut.
When a musician records in the studio, he has plenty of arrangements, plenty of variations, and to make his final title, he chooses just one version. Now, he can use MXP4 Creator to make variations of the same title and integrate them. The listener can explore all the variations that he has recorded. An unplugged version, for example, a version with more rock instruments, or a version with ethnic instruments. I am listening to one of Leah's titles, Over You, first in its original version, an electro dance versions, and then I just simply switched by clicking on the player line to the Ibiza version, meaning a skin offered inside the same title. This Ibiza version offers a mix, an arrangement that is more clubby, and here I am switching into an unplugged version that is much calmer, cooler, with acoustic instruments.
Music fans can listen to MXP4 files using the free-to-download player available via the MXP4 website. Whether consumers embrace this new technology remains to be seen. But with the move of music sales from recorded discs to files available over the web, such developments are in line with the new ways we are listening to and buying music. Another artist who has recorded with the new technology is Margot.
The MXP4 format opened all the doors for my new project called Spooky Dubois. It's something I've had in mind for 10 years. I knew there would be music, but I wanted something more, and that something was interactivity.
Listeners can pick and choose how they listen to the track, via a widget or using Musino's software player. It is hoped that tracks will reach a wider audience, as artists are able to deliver material with a broader scope. The dunes near Abu Dhabi cover vast reserves of oil that have supplied much of the world's fuel needs. However, even in the United Arab Emirates, preparations are being made for a post-carbon world.
What better investment can Abu Dhabi ever venture into rather than investing the resources that you have today from the oil and gas sector into finding new sources of energy for the future?
The world's fifth largest oil producer is building the world's first carbon-free city. The aim is for a waste-free, car-free area, powered entirely by renewable energy. London-based architecture firm Foster & Partners is designing a community for 50,000 people known as Masdar City.
What we're talking about would be challenging anywhere in the world. It would be challenging in a Mediterranean climate, but it would be much easier to achieve. So I guess in that sense, in a desert environment, it's the equivalent, not that long ago, of putting a man on the moon.
Masdar wants to be the Silicon Valley of renewable energy, bringing together experts and entrepreneurs pioneering the best in green technology. At the heart of the project is an international solar power competition. 33 manufacturers have entered, and the winners will help generate electricity for the new city. Work has already begun on the university. However, Abu Dhabi has not given up on fossil fuel. Down the road, they are building a Formula One racetrack. The United Arab Emirates has the largest per capita carbon footprint in the world. In the neighbouring Emirate of Dubai, the Atlantis Hotel, the last word in luxury and expense, recently opened for business. The resort, on an artificial island in the Persian Gulf, is among the city-state's biggest investments in a tourist economy that will help sustain Dubai as regional oil profits decline. The Atlantis is modelled on a sister resort in the Bahamas and incorporates ocean-themed family entertainment. Its backers are optimistic they can fill its 1,539 rooms, despite the economic uncertainty racking some of the world's richest economies. The resort contains a giant open-air tank with 65,000 fish, stingrays and other sea creatures, and a dolphinarium with more than 24 bottlenose dolphins flown in amid controversy from the Solomon Islands. A team of more than 165 full-time marine specialists is employed to manage the various marine displays. Veterinarians, biologists, divers, laboratory managers and food technicians tend to this delicate ecosystem. As well as providing an educational experience, Dolphin Bay also serves as a marine mammal rescue and rehabilitation centre. A water-based theme park with more than 2 kilometres of river rides includes a water slide that takes riders through a shark-filled lagoon and a 700-metre private beach. For years, Dubai, one of 7 semi-independent states that make up the United Arab Emirates, has been trying to build a more diversified economy, and the building of skyscrapers and luxury hotels is an important part of this strategy. By 2010, Dubai aims to attract a staggering 10 million hotel visitors annually, up from about 7 million in 2007. Atlantis alone will increase the city's hotel capacity by 3%. So far, demand appears strong. Recently, the Middle East had the highest hotel occupancy rates in the world, with Dubai leading the region at around 85%. It's too early to say how the international economic downturn will affect the high end of the market. Gadget lovers flock to the recent Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. With a style-conscious gadget lover in mind, Giorgio Armani has joined forces with Samsung Electronics to design a mobile phone that is the size of a credit card. For those wanting to watch TV in bed, K2 debuted a motorized lift, which deploys a flat-screen TV up to 1.4 meters wide from under the bed. And a team of architects and designers has developed a house that promises to give visitors a glimpse of things to come. From smart mirrors to allergy-free bedrooms, they are all on show at the Living Tomorrow project outside Brussels. Demonstrating the kitchen's features is Joachim de Vos, the Living Tomorrow technology manager. Many of the kitchen's gadgets are operated from a central control panel. A digital whiteboard linked to the internet automatically orders grocery items that are running low. Simply scanning items on the computer or writing them on the LCD will make them appear on the grocery list. The linked television gives visual confirmation of the order. The children's room contains a micro living space called the Cocoon. Meanwhile, a living room of the future promises a complete entertainment centre in one device. A combination of fashion and lifestyle are evident in the concepts on display. Sony unveiled an audio device using a clear organic glass tube. The speaker system, Soundtina, delivers high-quality sound from the 1-metre-high glass tube that radiates evenly in all directions, with the sound at a consistent volume, no matter how near or far you are from it. Like everywhere else, young people in Japan are hooked on mobile technology. Calls, texting, picture-taking, music and games are commonplace, but technology fans are always demanding more. That's why engineers at NTT Docomo, Japan's top mobile carrier, are experimenting with new ways to use mobile phones and other electronic devices. Researcher Hiroyuki Manabe can turn up the volume on a digital music player by rolling his eyes, and he jerks his eyes twice to the right to fast forward. The new technology may also enable mobile phone cameras to read barcodes and download music when the user simply looks at the codes.
There was a technical difficulty in recognizing the electric currents generated by horizontal and perpendicular eye movements. By using a special filter, we succeeded in articulating those signals from the weak electric currents of the eye movements.
The sensors are called electro-oculograms, and chips embedded inside the headphone detect electrical activity associated with the movements of the eye of the wearer. The movements are tracked on computer graphic grids and lines displayed on a monitor connected to the headphone.
Welcome NTT Docomo.
The research team succeeded in reading the subtle electronic signals without placing the device directly over the eyes. Here, the wearer is in complete control of the music selection purely via eye control. The NTT Docomo Frontier Technology Research Group exists to explore applications that may take as many as 20 years to find their way into domestic devices. The ability for your phone or other portable digital unit to understand what it is you are looking at will open a new means of device control. Dr. Fukumoto says he is always thinking about the wearable devices for the future that will blend into our everyday life. Making a device wearable, rather than something that has to be carried, is one of the keys in making a new device acceptable. He invented Yubiwa, a wearable mobile phone shaped like a ring about the size of a ping pong ball. Another version of the technology appears in a wristwatch that can detect the wearer's thumb and forefinger tapping together to work as a remote controller, to turn on a light or control a DVD player. With the Yubiwa, any incoming calls are taken by placing your finger in your ear. Sound travels as vibrations through the bones and to the ears, where it is heard as a sound. All these interfaces remain in the developmental stage, and it is uncertain when or even if they will be incorporated into tomorrow's devices. But other developments are just starting to have an impact. Less and less music is being sold via recorded disc, and more is being bought online. It started with file swapping systems. Then iTunes grabbed the market, and now phone companies are scrambling for a piece of the action. Nokia is launching a new feature called Comes with Music, aimed at making downloading music much easier. And HMV, one of Britain's longest established music outlets, is transforming its stores to be more compatible with today's trend for music downloading. As well as being available through the website, an in-store download service is being introduced, so people can still browse in the old-fashioned way, yet take delivery electronically. If you buy one of the Comes with Music phones, you automatically get a subscription to millions of downloadable tracks with unlimited access. Compare this to the current way of surfing the iTunes store, for example, then paying for and downloading tracks which you can't always keep forever. Nokia hopes to increase its share of the lucrative downloadable music market significantly. HMV's service is tailored for compatibility with the iPod that has around 85% of the market. In-store kiosks enable people to download any song they want. The Nokia 5800 Express Music phone combines music and video features with access to social networks available via a touch interface. When combined with the Nokia Music Store and the Comes with Music service, consumers get access to millions of tracks for free, although labels, artists and of course Nokia will get their return from the added charge in purchasing the phone. It is rumoured that Sony Ericsson will announce a similar scheme soon, and the Comes with Music service will be launched in the United States shortly. This electric car is powered not by batteries, but by a fuel cell that combines hydrogen fuel with oxygen from the atmosphere to make electricity, with the only emissions being water vapour.
Nissan's made very good progress on the durability. However, when it comes to cost, we're still looking for a few more breakthroughs.
The biggest challenges are the expense of the car, the limited life of the fuel cell, and the limited availability of hydrogen. The fuel cell stack generates 90 kilowatts of power and has a range of 500 kilometres, but hydrogen is expensive to manufacture and difficult to store. At Birmingham University, 5 hydrogen-powered vehicles are being used in a study by the School of Chemical Engineering to find out more about the viability of hydrogen in transport applications. The university has also built the first fuel cell-powered canal boat. Professor Rex Harris from the University of Birmingham has spent his career researching the virtues of hydrogen. The boat is designed to demonstrate how hydrogen could make a major impact on commercial shipping, one of the world's biggest polluters.
I think it is scalable. We know of one example in Germany where they store a ton of hydrogen in a similar way to what we're doing. So it can be scaled up clearly, and I think it is a practical proposition.
Hydrogen can be produced from natural gas reasonably efficiently. Though there is a CO2 byproduct, it is relatively simple to capture this greenhouse gas, but this practice is not widespread. Around the world, people are installing solar panels to cut down their output of CO2. But the introduction of this no-emission technology is more symbolic in some places than in others. At a special press conference in Rome, Vatican officials announced the completion of a photovoltaic array on the Paul VI Hall. The solar panels will provide clean energy to the Vatican. It is one of the concrete and tangible initiatives with which the Vatican City-State is promoting the protection of the environment, said a communiqué released by the Holy See Press Office. To minimise their aesthetic impact, the new roof panels are the same shape and almost the same colour as the cement panels that they replaced. According to project engineers, the panels will provide 300,000 kilowatt hours, which will be used to illuminate, heat or cool the complex. The solar panels were donated by the Bonn-based company Solar World. The Colombian capital, Bogota, struggles with air pollution. An ageing transport fleet and loose emission regulations mean that the city is often shrouded in an industrial smog. The pollution takes its toll on the city's residents, with respiratory complaints exacerbated by the poor quality air. The story is common to cities across the world, but a new level of environmental awareness is forcing governments to look at technological solutions. Now, electricity company CAM has launched the Riva, an Indian-designed car that is being built as an environmentally friendly vehicle which will help Colombians in the battle against global warming, polluted air and the rising price of gasoline. Colombia's environmental minister, Juan Lozano, helped launch the Riva in Bogota and personally drove the car to promote its use. He says that Colombia is moving towards a more environmentally friendly era. The Riva can drive 80 kilometres on a single charge, reaches a maximum speed of 80 kilometres an hour, and can accommodate 2 adults and 2 minors, or up to 230 kilograms. The Riva's battery can be plugged into any power source and is charged up to 80% in 2.5 hours and up to 100% after 8 hours. It has a capacity of 600 cycles of charge and discharge, needing to be replaced after 3 years. With gasoline prices hovering around $3.50 US per litre, Colombians who buy the electric car will save a fortune in running costs. The Riva is currently in use in the United Kingdom, Italy, Japan, Spain, Ireland, Norway, Chile and now Colombia.